morning everyone, and welcome back to this week's Rise and Shine Shabbat time with me, Chloe. Thanks so much for joining us again this week. So we have a very special story today, and I also have lots of friends to help tell it today. So this week's story is called Honi the Circle Maker. Many years ago, in Israel, one winter, the rain did not come for a very long time. The land was dry, the people were thirsty, hungry, and their plants weren't growing. They all looked at each other puzzled. What shall we do? One woman said to the group, "Let's go and visit Honi the Circle Maker. I'm sure he'll know what to do." Honi the Circle Maker was a very clever man. He was a wise teacher, and she knew that he could help the people in need. The group knocked on his door and said to Honi, "What can we do? Our plants are dying. We are hungry and thirsty, and we need help." Honi came out of his house, picked a branch off a nearby tree, and walked to the village. He stood in a circle in the middle of the path and drew a big circle around him on the ground. Honi lifted his stick into the air and said loudly, "Oh God, these people need the rain. They need the water for their plants, to eat and drink, and to wash themselves too. Please send the rain." Suddenly little drops of rain started to fall on their heads. They looked up and felt the beautiful rainfall on their faces and smiled as they knew their plants would grow. As the people in the village danced around in the rain, Honi walked back to his house. On the way back, he came across a woman planting a fig tree. "What are you planting? And why are you planting it? Doesn't it take years to grow these trees? You'll never get to see it." The woman stood up from her planting and said to Honi, "Before I was born, my grandparents planted a fig tree for me, and that's exactly what I'm doing now. I may not be able to see these fig trees grow, but my grandchildren will be able to enjoy them in years to come." Honi smiled at the woman and carried on walking. He felt tired, so sat by a rock and fell asleep. But he fell asleep for 70 years. That's quite the nap. As he woke up, he noticed that a great tree had grown around him. He asked a young lady that was passing, "Did you plant this fig tree?" "No, but my grandmother did. And now, because of her actions all those years ago, we can all enjoy the figs together." Honi smiled to himself as he passed the beautiful trees, plants, fruits, and seeds that had all grown around him. So this is a story about following in the footsteps of those that have come before us and always thinking of others. So a little project for you this week is, how can you think about others in your family? How can you make someone else's life a little bit easier and a little bit happier? And I hope you enjoyed this week's chapter. See you next week.